I used to think until when I was 21 or around there I was going to have my first baby.
So what happened?
Love.
Oh, wow.
Confusion, not love, confusion.
How so?
You're confused. You think you're in love.
You think
I never loved my son's father.
Or the littlest things make you happy as you're young and.
If you want love, you're gonna reach out for it. And if some man is willing to give you it, or say he'll give you it, or give you the world, you're gonna jump for it. And then you learn later that that wasn't it. But at the time, you're just, oh, no.
I think that this from working with these girls as many years as I have. The love that they're seeking, they don't get it. They haven't gotten it from their parents. So they're going to get it wherever they can. And if a young man comes up to them and promises in the world, I love you, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that, they're going to buy into that. And a lot of them have. A lot of them still do.
You all know, if you have sex, you could get pregnant. You all know that, don't you?
Yes.
When I was with my son's father, I wanted to get pregnant. But that wasn't 8. I mean, when I was 15, I did.
Why?
I thought that if I had a son, I would have the love, all I love I needed, because I had already learned, like, okay, I'm jumping from guy to guy, they're not giving it to me. I want a son because right there I have all the love that I need. Like, I'll love him, he'll always love me, but didn't so much think about discipline, raising him, school, work, stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm doing it good now, but if I wasn't in CMS, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably give up by now. They are a good support system. They really help.
Is there anything another girl at 15 could have said to you that would have made you take a different road?
At that time, probably no.
Yeah, I played my child, so surprisingly.
Really, Tal?
Yes. Well, when I met my baby father, he was, the cutest guy in the world, and I was in love, and, well, thought I was in love.
As soon as they say, I want you to have my baby, oh, I want to have yours too.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, he didn't want a baby, but I did, because I wanted to keep him, because I was young, I was 14.
You thought you'd keep the
Yeah,
boyfriend?
Yeah.
I wanted to keep him, so I'm like, oh, well, maybe, if I...
Let me jump in. So you get pregnant. What happened to the boy you wanted to keep?
No, we were still together. It's just, he's done a lot of non-good stuff in the past, for the, a lot of cheating and, a lot of things that happened, and then I turned out leaving him, but that was after Kalia.
You never
was
think of that,
born and
though.
everything. I don't know.
You always think they'll leave you, but you never think, oh, maybe my feelings will change, or I won't be so crazy over him anymore.
My feelings definitely dropped for him fast.
You know, the TV programs that are on now. Teen Mom and, 16 and having a baby. Do you girls watch that stuff?
Yes,
Yeah.
we actually do.
What do you think?
Honestly, if I would have, if I would have seen it before, if I would have watched it constantly every day we usually do now, I'd probably think twice about it.
So you don't think it glorifies?
No, not at all. I mean, it's hard having a baby. You have to have patience. You have to work with your kid. You're always going to love and care for your child, whether you give the baby up for adoption or not. It's the fact that it's hard, and you're you're probably like, oh, I'm going to do it all by myself, and I have it down and packed, and my baby father's here to help me, but doesn't work out that way.
That's what we all say. That's what we all think. That's the first thing I told my mother. She said, who's going to help you? Oh, my son's father and my son's grandmother, and they're going to be here. And
that's not...
But the minute you tell them you don't want to be with them, sometimes they're gone. Everything changes. It's not the same anymore. When you're in love with them and you're their puppy and you're there for them and you do whatever they want you to do, it's just like, okay, but once that stops, once you grow up, once you have a child, it's like, it's so crazy how different it is. You just look at everything like, no more. You put your foot down with a lot of things.
But you know that there are girls who are going to watch this and listen to you and go, that was the way it happened
yeah,
with you. It's not going to happen like that to me.
Yeah. No, honestly, I'm hard-headed. I would have to, be in that situation to actually realize what I did wrong or what my mistake was. But really, I learned now, so I wouldn't want to get pregnant no more, go too fast with another guy. Like, yeah, I'm in love, I learned that, been there, done that. Let's say, I'm young, but I have. And it's not hard. It's really not. And I was hard-headed too. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to have my baby. It's going to be fine. And I'm going to financially take care of my daughter, and my BFI is going to be there. And
No, none of that happened.
no, none of it happened.
Debbie, you're pregnant,
Yes.
and the baby daddy's already gone.
Yeah, he's nowhere in the situation.
Listening to the girls,
Yes.
what kind of concerns do you have going forward?
Well, I just, I don't know how I'm going to support my child, my daughter. They think that they have their family, but I have no one. So, my baby's father's not there, my mom's not there. I don't have anyone. It's just me and my daughter. So, it's going to be hard.
Well, you have us.
Yes.
Yes, I do have you guys. Thank you.
Do you think about taking care of yourself, Margie?
I think about taking care of the babies first. Well, my daughter that's here right now and the one that's going to come soon. And then me.
But if you don't take care of you, who's going to be around to take care of them? Then think about that. You go out in the world, you're going to need money for doctors. Where's that going to come from?
That's why you gotta
Have to have a
school
support
is
system.
the most important thing. If you can't do school, you gotta do you have to have something, because you can't just work at McDonald's for the rest of your life. I mean, yeah, I'm working at McDonald's, but that's just for now while I'm going to school. But you gotta have something with school in order to take care of you and your child, because you can't. Even if the son's father or daughter's father is there, you can't rely on them for the rest of your life, because eventually you will have to take care of yourself.
So if programs like Teen Mom and Pregnant at 16 don't help young girls say no, what does?
Well, I'm going to say, for me, just keep talking to, you have to talk to the girls. There has to be someone in their life that they trust, and just to continue to talk to them.
Open communication is
Open
definitely-
communication. I'm like, all the staff here, we're like their moms. And we're constantly telling them, all right, you need to get your education. You have the one child. What are you going to do not to have the second one? What do you want to do with your life? What are your goals? You gotta kind of be in their face. Be in their face so that they know that you care, because I know this group of girls, they know that we care. They know that we care. I don't treat them any differently than I treat my own children. If I did this with my daughter, I'm doing it with them.
And I actually have 6. I don't have 3.
But you had 3 before you were 20,
Yes.
right?
No, I actually had 4 before I was 20.
4 before you were 20. So they look at you and they go, she's doing good.
And that's where my strongest point with them as far as a relationship goes, because I used to be them. And I told them, if I can make it, so can you. So therefore, I don't give him any slack.
How tough is it?
It's very tough. Very, very tough.
What was the lowest
The lowest.
point? The time where you thought, girl,
The same. Thought she was going to be with him forever. It was going to, work out, and it didn't. I had to realize that, you got to take care of these kids. They're yours. My mother always said, when you do decide to have children, believe me, they're yours. So at 15, I moved out on my own, and I've been on my own since I was 15. I didn't burden my mother with that, and I got into every program. I was on DSS, but I did take advantage of everything DSS had to offer as far as parenting classes and things of that nature, and I just kept moving forward.
so Leslie, how do you convince girls not to walk in your shoes, not to get pregnant, not to be sweet-talked, not to buy into the happily ever after at 15 or 16, because there's so much more to do?
Right. I think I build more on their self-esteem. I build more on their self-esteem and tell them that they're much more than that. There's much more out there than having a baby. And always put you first. Always put you first.
We always tell them that they can accomplish anything they want. They can go as far as they want to go, college, whatever they want, they can do it.
And also let them understand that even though you had a baby, doesn't mean your life is over. You know, life is what you make it. If you decide to have this baby, then this is what it is that you need to do.
Would you have listened?
I wish I would have.
No.
I don't wish I would have because I love my son. And
I understand. We're not wishing away a child. That's not the point.
I wish that when I was pregnant, I would have listened to them because I probably would have graduated high school and it wouldn't have been so hard. I did get my GED, but it was really hard. I had to wait a whole year because my high school wouldn't let me, and it was just it was a lot. But if I would have had Leslie and Gina and everyone here in my life before, I probably would have graduated high school and then been in college by now, instead of prolonging it, making it harder, having to go to GED with a son. I would have had it before I had my son.
You're pregnant again.
Yeah.
How come?
I wanted another baby.
Even though it was tough when you after the first?
Yeah.
How come? Explain. I don't for somebody who wouldn't understand.
I don't know, since I had my daughter, I got her taken away. And then, after she was born, I was still with her father. And when she got taken away, I was scared that I wasn't going to see her again, so I got pregnant again.
And do you see your daughter? Because you came here. If you knew you would see her, would you have gotten pregnant again?
Not that soon.
And you're how old now, Margie?
16.
Being a mom at 16, what's that like? What kinds of kid stuff don't you do?
Go out with friends, hang out. Not have to worry about, going home, feeding the baby, going and taking care of them. Usually I'll just be out with friends, having fun, watching movies, not worry about nothing.
Why are you all talking to me today? What is it you want the rest of the community, or maybe just other teenage girls, to know?
It's not easy. It's not what you think it is.
No, I think a lot of teenage girls think the same, when they're like, oh, well, I think I'll do fine, growing up, I've been through hell and back, I'm good, a baby's not going to do nothing. No, especially if you don't have patience, it's not going to work. It's really not. And especially if you're not with the right guy, or he's not financially there for you, or showing the love that you need nor to the child, then it's not.
And it's not a fairy tale.
It's not.
No,
it's reality.
It's not.
And some girls are like, some you just can't tell them what to do. You just can't tell them what's right and what's wrong. You really can't when it gets down to being pregnant and stuff, because they think they're grown, and like I did. I thought I was grown, and I thought I was doing it on my own. But
my mother went through it. She told me. But you just don't listen unless you've seen it, or you've been through it, or you've been there while someone went through it. Even my little sister, I tell her all the time, sometimes she wants a child. I say you don't want this early. There's nothing wrong with having a child, but this early, before you have everything done, before you have your high school, your college, all your promises, everything set, you don't only think about yourself, you have to think about your child. Where's your child going to be if you don't have all your school, a career? You want to set that for your child. If you're not going to school, if you're not going to work, if you're not living the life that you need to show them, what are they going to do? They're going to grow up and be like, Mommy, you didn't go to school, why should I? You weren't working, why should I? You were living off the state, why shouldn't I? I can do it too. But you don't, the state does help you. Yes, that is a good thing, but you don't want to do it your whole life. You want to be able to show your child, I did this for you. I did everything for you.
Debbie?
And yourself.
Yeah, it's true. When I was with my mom, we were always, we were living off the state, and we were using the county to get whatever we could, food stamps, all that. And I'm not with my mom because she couldn't take care of us, and she was 19 when she had me. Even then, it was hard.
So, coming full circle, all these programs Now, the two programs, they're not encouraging girls to have babies.
No.
You think it is showing the way it is.
Yeah, it's true.
That's reality.
And is this something that parents should watch with their...
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they should.
And watch it fully, not just one episode. You need to continue to watch it. I think that's where a lot of parents, they just see one episode and they think it's glorifying pregnancy. No, you need to follow the whole program.
And then you've been here a couple of years.
I've been here, 13 years.
Have the stories changed?
No. The stories are always the same, but they always has a lot of the stories have positive outcomes. And that is because the girls, some of the girls do listen, and some of them do get it.
What can we as a community do better?
Like I said in the beginning, I think that the adults have to be there for these girls. Once they get pregnant, don't throw them away.
Bob, I mean, yes, as parents, we're going to get upset because we want more for our children. But once the decision is made, I think you, as parents, you need to stick by your children.